Okay.
That's
Well, that magical amulet, we might have a little bit of trouble now.
yeah, because that can definitely pose a problem.
Yeah.
Now on the other hand, just grazing raid over to our man Funet here. Can everyone still see that?
Oh, and you know what? Sidebar, well, not necessarily the sidebar. On the card for Nomad, he's got the 3 dots, so he's 9C,
Oh yeah.
which puts him at superhuman. So they're both at superhuman. He's at peak enhanced human, aka Olympic level. And then with Fune or Funet, however you pronounce it, he is 9A. So he does rank a little bit higher. He's capable of destroying a large room or apartment. So he might have the edge just slightly in regards to that. Of course, we'll go over the specifics here in regards to that. Again, the tier system for anybody that might be new is provided by or designed by Haiku, and it's based on the sheet that Tavis Cardenas has provided here to the group or what have you. So definitely shouts out to them. Want to make sure to point them out, shout them out real quick on regards to that. But yeah. So Fune might have a slight edge. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Now for equipment wise, he has double-sided axe and a great sword. So that means can he dual wield?
Yeah. Well, if he's strong enough to, well, let me not make assumptions. I guess that depends on whether or not he can. Depends. I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. But when you think about like great swords and you know what I'm saying, like
they're two-handed weapons.
Those are two-handed weapons, so that is a very valid question. You know what? Maybe not. But
I mean that depends on the media and the character. I mean, Inuyasha's sword was 5 times his size. Looking guts.
Valid.
That's valid.
Also valid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No,
well,
that'd be cool. That would be cool. Maybe he has Berserker Rage kind of thing. Another mode, he's able to become strong enough to wield both of them at the same time. That would be pretty sick. So these, I like this because, like I said, it's very different than what we've been going over lately. So this is gonna be fun. Yeah. So with this, we are. Let's see. Do we have a specific area for these guys?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
This battle is actually taking place in the Savage Lands, which is very, very fitting. So yeah, it's time. Yeah, they're at the Savage Lands. Same rules apply as per all these last couple matches. Really quick, not to make it any complicated. There's no outside help. There's no civilians or anything like that around. Random encounter. They about to get it in. And down the line, everybody that's watching, we will get a little bit more in depth with some of the battle categories and stuff like that. But of course, being that it's indie, 9 times out of 10, there's already a lot of unique stuff happening with the characters before we even need to worry about starting, to add any additional variables and stuff like that. So I think once we get through kind of these initial runs and stuff like that, we'll start introducing, not necessarily event level stuff, but add some additional caveats and stuff like that for you guys on there as well. But yeah, same rules apply to as per the previous matches. So yeah, no risks or nothing like that. It's taking place in the Savage Lands. Let's talk about it.
All right. So let's see. So let's jump back over here to Nomad. All right. He's now I'm taking a look at his age. 500 years old. I believe I've been trying to pay more attention to their age as well, because granted, age doesn't necessarily mean like experience, you know what I'm saying? But for me, in a sense, if you're 500 years old, you got to have learned something. You've been around.
Especially if you're a minority.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to have learned something.
Right.
So I feel like he definitely has that up over Fune as well, who is only 20 years old. All right, but
is the long tenure enough in regards to experience?
Yeah. But now let's take a look at that power, the power stats here between the two. So we got Nomad is sitting at a 3, while they're both matched equally in strength wise. All right, intelligence, we got Nomad at a 6 to 4. Did we go through Fune's? Yeah, we did. Yeah. That is what was 4 again?
I'm sorry. So 4 is
Gifted.
Gifted, yeah.
Gifted. Yeah, so wait, did we didn't go through his
No,
power
we
stats.
didn't go through it. No.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
right.
you're right. My bad. Okay, well, yes. Sorry. Fune was sitting at a 3, which means with his strength, he can they're matched with that. They can lift twice their own body weight. Moving over to intelligence, he's gifted at sitting at a 4, right? And then popping over to his speed. Let's see, that's running normal again.
Wow.
Down to his agility, sitting at a 4. And then, which is superhuman, can dodge bullets from a distance. All right, so he has that. No, they got the same
They
thing.
are.
That's
Wow.
that. Yeah, I'm not bugging, right?
They are pretty even on.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, because I'm sitting there. I feel like I'm reading the same stats.
The
Let's
only
see.
two that's different
Is intelligence,
fighting ability. Oh, and durability.
and endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and durability. So
Yeah.
intelligence, durability, and fight ability.
Yeah, but again, barely.
Jeez, just barely.
The only real, if you even want to call it a big gap, the intelligence. Nomad sits at a 6. Fune is at a 4. Right,
Yeah,
and so
that's gifted going against super genius.
Yeah, that's really where it's going to come down to. Because again, well, never mind. 5 to 6 is a pretty big jump too, right? Master of a single form of content. Master combat. Thank you, Jesus. Versus somebody's a master of several. Now, I would dare say, for our this battle breakdown's sake, right? Because he's fighting with 2 different weapon styles.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that in and of itself should be several forms of combat, unless we're suggesting he's just flailing this thing around.
Yeah.
I would say yes and no at the same time, because that depends on the character and the character's weapon. Like, do we have any stats on the weapons, or the weapons just weapons?
That's what I was thinking. I feel like they should have I feel like on the card there's a lot of space there. Honestly, he can even do when he wields the axe, his speed goes up. And then or when he wields the great sword, his speed goes down, but his strength goes up.
Right.
Or I was thinking like are they made of a dense metal? Like, are they extremely heavy? Like, how does that work? Is it like a whole Mjolnir situation where you got to be worthy of it? Like,
honestly, I think
he's just some guy with an axe and a sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like he's just a regular warrior.
Which is bittersweet, right? Because we're so used to, anthem metal, you know what I'm saying? Gifted by the gods and stuff like that.
He's a true warrior and survivor, wielder of a mighty axe and great sword. Like, he's just him. I don't need any powers. I don't need anything special. It's just him.
Man.
And then, like I said, just barely any difference in the power stats.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This one might be a short one. In my head, I do have a victor in my head already.
Yeah. Because all right, so it doesn't list the forms of combat that Nomad has.
Right.
So that's
another thing, right?
Yeah. So
here's who I'm thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weapons wise, obviously, Fune has some dangerous weapons, sure. But I think I gotta give it to Nomad. This guy, again, he's rewinding time. He can't fast forward, sure, but with him being a super genius and able to rewind time, I'm sure he's fought people stronger than him. 500 years in the game.
You've watched Edge of Tomorrow, right? Tom Cruise.
Absolutely seen that.
Yeah,
perfect example.
And that's based off another movie as well, that of the same premise. same premise.
Mhm.
I feel like they gonna knuckle up. Nomad's gonna be like, nah. Every time something goes wrong,
Mhm.
He gets wounded, or Fune gets that upper hand. He just rewinds time
Rewind it. Yeah. Now
and
here's
then
the
redo
question
it.
then.
And Tafune, it would just look like, oh, he knows all my moves. He knows where Tafune is
Right.
gonna look like precognition.
Right. Which here's my question. Just to because I think we're all on the same page. I think no matter which. But
Hold on,
the
wait, hold on. What do you think, Triage?
yeah.
So I think, like, I mean, as far as like the amulet goes, like the amulet is a nice touch to me, but it's like, how does the amulet work? Does the amulet need to glow? Does he have to say an incantation? Does he have to hold it up? Like, because if I see you use it,
Mm-hmm.
like, could he? If he's a skilled enough warrior, is he going to get like the recollection of deja vu? Is he going to realize he keeps reliving the same moment over and over again?
And that's to the same point. I was gonna actually say, like, sake of conversation, Fune gets, he's a great warrior, right? So he gets the upper hand for a second and manages to, slice into him, right? General Tao versus Tien slices him across his chest. If he rewinds time, does that affect his body?
Mm-hmm.
That end up affecting his body because, like, that's a whole nother situation. Because it might look like precog, but it's just like, oh, I messed up there, I almost died, let me rewind it back. And then that doesn't necessarily mean he gets his stamina back either, right? It's like he rewinds time and he's fighting multiple battles, right? Fune's still in the same instance. Dre said rewinding time after a L is crazy. I mean, but like, so and damn, I feel like I have brought up that damn movie Next so many times since we started doing these battle breakdowns. But like, would it pop up like that, right? Like, it's just like I did that rewind and I'm resetting too.
I feel like it would be a situation of that he can control what is kind of rewound.
What turns around?
Yeah. So that could also look like a way of regen for healing as well.
I remembered the other example I was going to use. Is it like Prince of Persia? That's what I was trying to figure out. Prince of Persia, where like he be getting clipped. And it's like, no, let's try that again. Let's try all that again.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, that immortality is there, and that I don't know.
But immortality is not invulnerability. So it's like, all right, he's immortal. Right. Cool. So it's like he's got the ability to manipulate time to an extent. So all right, if I'm a skilled enough warrior and I can realize what's going on, or if he notices something with that necklace, all he's got to do is remove it from his body. And then I take your hands off. He's still alive, but he ain't picking it up.
Right. Facts. Does this mean death affect the time lapse? Honestly, this is all speculation at this point, right? Very limited knowledge. It's all a matter of, again, the guy's a super genius. Will he be able to utilize the tools that he has, which at the moment he only got his hands in the amulet. So he got to get in close against somebody that's got dual wielding, for sake of conversation, dual wielding a sword and an axe, or even one at a time. Regardless, this guy's armed. He's not. We can go one of two ways. Right. If, say, sake of conversation, when he rewinds time, he regens. We discuss that, and also discuss the route if no regen at all. If regen, can Nomad pull it off? Or rather, can Fune pull it off? They're even everywhere else except for the intellect department. And I think, again, it's very
durability and fight skill.
Where
are they at combat wise?
So Nomad is at a 6, so he's got several forms of combat under his belt versus Nomad, who has one
form.
Right. But again, he's coming in armed, like like again, yes, there's techniques, and all this other stuff. But man, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be again, it's gonna be tough for Nomad.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's a high tech.
Yeah, the only way I see Fune pulling this off is if that does happen. If after a few times of that rewind, pardon me, a few times after that rewind, Fune starts to be like, hold on, I'm pretty sure I just chopped your arm off, right? Like after a while, because he's supposed to be like a super skilled, like the highestly skilled warrior. Right. So after a while, I think that his instinct would kick in, like something's off, something's not right here.
You know what? It's like the time stone now.
Right.
The recollection was there. Vision came back for all intents and purposes just to get clipped. But you know what I'm saying? But the recollection there, like, no, we just destroyed it. Wait. So yeah, I agree. Fune would catch on. He definitely catch on. He's no slouch. Again, gifted, not super genius, but he's gifted, so he ain't dumb.
Yeah.
But what can he do about it?
That's exactly what I was about to get at. Like I said, the only other thing he would be able to do is, like Triage said, remove the amulet.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, at that point, he's still immortal.
Right. But then, ends up being the question. Immortal to the sense of what? He lives a longer time, a longer amount of time.
Or is it his head gets chopped off?
Highland, right.
Or immortal from Invincible.
Yep, that's valid.
You know what I mean? He just put his head back on and he's up and moving around again.
Well, we also classify it.
No, because he didn't put 4 on there, so he's not regenerative. He's at a 3, right? Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong person. Damn. Yeah, no, Nomad's definitely not. So no, he doesn't have a healing factor. So yeah, he's immortal in the he doesn't age sense. He's got normal resistance. He's at a 2. There's no regeneration.
Right.
Yeah, Dre said so. His powers are like a Souls game when you save. Maybe. Like honestly, even if he rewinds, he's not. Again, if we say like Time Stone, recollection is there, but like, if he gets hit, he's done. If he gets hit, he's done.
All it takes is Fune to aim for the head.
Literally. I might have to take back my initial.
Yeah, no, absolutely. See, this is why I had a feeling there was a possibility. There was on my Doctor Strange shit. 1 in 14 billion and 1. I kept pushing. I knew there was one more.
I don't want to hear that 14 million bullshit no more. All right, we already been seeing so many different versions of them winning that fight. I want to hear it. 14 million.
That's a side. That's a side one. That's a side one right there.
14 million. My fault.
We all go look at Fune.
Yeah.
So, dang, I might have to give it to Fune then because there's nothing really else in the arsenal that's really gonna. He's just he can just rewind stuff. I mean, again, he's a master of several forms of combat.
Yeah. So I think that hand to hand fight gonna be nasty.
Right. But the question is, can he get the hand to hand fight? That was like when we did our breakdown with Riddick versus Dredd.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows how Riddick is with blades, but the question is, can he close the gap to get close enough to Dredd?
Right. Yeah, because he's got that peacekeeper.
Yeah,
no joke. So it's like if you let me, if I'm dodging a butcher knife the size of a ladder Jeff Hardy's climbing, I mean,
oh my god,
yeah. I don't know, but even then, as a warrior, he's not even gonna let Nomad close that distance.
It's an MMA fighter versus a samurai. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you got it, but like you still gotta. The reach,
you gotta get to me.
The reach is different. Yeah. All right. How big is a great sword? All right.
They're pretty damn big.
Jesus Christ, 150 to 180 centimeters, aka 59 to 71 inches, bro. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the reach.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the reach.
Yep.
So that's just that. The great axe, you know, that can vary,
And
right?
I feel like it's gonna run off of Spiff. What's up?
What's happening,
I think it's really gonna run off of you just came in on the turn. Hey, we just had a turn.
Yeah.
Yep. It says who is winning. Yeah.
Nomad in the beginning, but it definitely switched to Pune here at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got to get within the reach of a 6-inch blade. Excuse me, a 6-foot blade.
Right.
And then on top of that, he's still got the battle axe.
Right. Which is another
double-sided.
And
double-sided, right.
What is the style that Fune is proficient in?
Doesn't say.
One
form of combat, which I'm assuming would be weapons.
Oh.
Weapons master, we make an assumption.
But that's also one of those things. You said they're in where? The Savage Lands?
Savage Lands.
Oh my God. So here's another thing. Once again, like I said, back to the Riddick thing. Like Riddick is the king of the improvised weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's a weapons master, like what's that age-old saying? You don't fear the weapon, you fear the hand that wields it.
Right.
Like you hear soldiers in the military talk all the time about the AR-15 is the tool. I'm the weapon.
Right.
So if he's got other things that he could potentially use as makeshift weapons.
Yeah. Now it does depend on how they want to fight. And at the moment, right, again, all we can go based on now again, Fune's he's a master of one form of combat and he's wielding weapons. So the assumption is this dude strictly fights with weapons, right? Like obviously maybe fisticuffs if the going gets tough, right? But no real mastery, right? Probably just a basic brawler versus Nomad, who is a master of several forms of combat but wields no weapons, right? So yeah, we could probably make an argument if whenever they come out with their stories and books and stuff like that and say that we only go based on this. Now, again, being a true word, depending on what era they're from, right? They do look like they're from a far gone era where, yeah, on his card it says hero, but you know what I mean? Like, what constitutes a hero in their era? We see heroes, we're like, all right, Superman not fixing to kill nobody, right? And then Punisher like blurs the line. What does that look like in, for lack of a better word, caveman times, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then like you, right? Soldier in the military, right? What is that, right? What does that look like, right? Captain America in World War II is a little bit different than Captain America of the Avengers, right? You don't see him in the Avengers movie wielding a gun right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is where's the line? And again, being all we can see about them right now, we can only make those assumptions and speculations that I don't think Fune really cares. I think Fune is like, we're battling, and if I win and you die, right? It was a great battle, like well done, right?
Let me see.
That'll be swag, right?
Listen, I'll make sure you have a dope funeral, but you started this fight.
I will remember you. I'll hold on to that amulet. Good fight, bro. But you're dead. It's done. So dang, I switched my
vote. So let's see here. Looking at age wise, so if we were to go backwards from today, Nomad was born in 1525.
Okay. Now, of course, definitely depends on when the story takes place, but I feel it.
Yeah. Just going based off of like today, like if they were having a battle and like some area like off to the cut, a savage land area. I'm seeing it as like just the middle of the damn African desert.
Right.
So what was take place in the what was it in the 1500s? What was going on in the 1500s?
Let's see. Historical trends. Key events include the European Renaissance, the rise of nation states, and the beginning of European exploration and colonization of the Americas. The intellectual and artistic revival in Europe. So that's when philosophy is really
Yeah,
yeah,
so
colonization began. Yeah.
let's also remember he's also Kenyan as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at that then. 1500s Kenyan. Kenya. Let's see.
In the 1500s, Kenyans saw a revival of the Portuguese and the establishment of their control over key coastal areas like Mombasa and Lamu. This period marked a shift in the region as the Portuguese sought to dominate Indian Ocean trade and establish military forts. Okay.
Oh, so they was on the back foot. They was duking some stuff out.
Yeah. So yeah, this was. Yeah, it looks like there was definitely a good bit of fighting in this time period right now. Okay, and I feel like now this is extra breakdown right here,
right?
Because you brought up that was a very, very good point there. Like, what does it look like from where they're from? So he's from 15, and I see he's 20. So what? That was like he's from 05, right? I'm sorry, yeah.
Right, technically, right, yeah.
So, no, right? I'm sorry, I'm bugging. 2025, yeah, minus 20, yeah,
2005,
yeah, 2005. I'm sorry, yeah. So we won 2005.
So my thing with that is also, but that's also a cultural mentality, right? So what I mean by that is like everybody's seen the Boondocks, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the 5 main black characters, you look at Huey, you look at Riley, you look at Ruckus, Tom, and you look at the grandfather. Those are supposed to represent the 5 mindsets after slavery. So Ruckus is self-hate, Tom is the Uncle Tom, ignorance of the struggle, the grandfather does whatever is convenient, and then Huey and Riley represent the modern day Americans. Like Huey represents what Black America was and should be, but Riley represents what Black America is. So, regardless of the fact that he's only lived that 20-year span, like that don't mean he's ignorant. That don't mean he's ignorant to his people's struggle.
Yeah.
Like he could be a full-on Killmonger.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. With that big ass battle scar on his chest too. He out there.
Yeah.
Yep. It's looking
close.
Yeah.
Like I want to hear the banter that's going on between these two, because I feel like that's the shit that's priceless.
Unfortunately, this one, there was no banter on this one. Unfortunately, when I say there was no banter,
there was 2 comments.
There's 2 comments. One was a post that said that was the stats again. Now it does offer a little bit of extra intel that's not on his card. It says he's a time traveler, biologically immortal, so we were right in that assumption. Keeper of ancient Nikinu knowledge, master strategist, linguistics expert, and supreme strength and conditioning. Right, so I don't think enough to really give any more of an edge.
Yeah, it just makes it for a better battle.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I might have to still give it to Funel. I say still. I think I've switched my vote to him. Again, I know we had that discussion last week about age, right? Does that necessarily mean anything, right? Does that mean that what their experiences are completely different, right?
Yeah.
Has he been in the has he needed to be in the trenches, right? If he's a time traveler, he goes in time, he's just like, oh, I've seen this, I've seen that, I've done these things, and makes assumptions. And I would dare say, again, speculation, there's a potential he might have gotten over reliant on that, right? He doesn't have to be in the trenches the same way Funay has to be in the trenches. There's not really as much of a threat because he has this amulet that'll be like, I don't like how that's going. Let me turn this back, right? And again, if it's just a time stone situation where there is still recollection for the other people affected by it, it's not really going to work out for him in a situation where there's no retreating. They have to fight it out. He might be stuck. But yeah, Dre brought up, how are their moral code? Because what if they are like the Predators and decide to fight even fists only? I mean, that is a possibility, right? Unfortunately, that's not the parameters for the match.
Nope.
They're coming in with what they got. He got his weapons, because that wouldn't be fair to Fune, right? He's a master of one style of combat.
If I remember correctly, these are winner by death or KO.
Or KO.
Yeah. And see, that's why I clarified that before with the last episode, because it's like, what do you clarify a victory? Because I mean, if in Immortal you can't kill, the best way to necessarily.
He did clarify that biologically.
Oh yeah, we were right. He just doesn't age.
Yeah, so he's on the Highlander for sure. He's getting killed. He just won't age. He won't die from age.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah. So unfortunately, and now again, this is the stuff that and we brought this up in weeks past, that we hope that contestants start showing up, that they can dive into that personality more, that they can give that extra side of it that won't fill up and make any of these too cumbersome, where it's just like, speak to the characters, talk more about it, get us hyped up for their books and stuff like that. Nice little added extra promo, if you would, right? Talk to us about that moral code, their experiences and all that other stuff. We want to hear that from the horse's mouth, because again, with Nexus, that stuff is still subject to change, right? He a hero right now until, you know what, I don't really like that story, let me go, he's the villain now, right? Reign of the Superman, right? If y'all familiar with that, right? Like, that could be, today he's a villain, but tomorrow he is truth, justice, in the American way. So again, that's where you guys come in. That's where the creators come in and really come in and discuss it in that chat where the match goes up, and then come here and chat it out and talk to us and let us know, what is that moral code? What are they doing? What's that experience? What have they gone through? How in the world exactly is he using this amulet? Right? Those kind of nuances. That's what this is for. Unfortunately, right now, yeah, we only have speculation. We don't know the moral code, whether it's knockout or not. Fune is using his weapons. I don't imagine him saying, "Hey, I'm only good with these. Let's move to the hands where I'm not as proficient." I don't see that. I don't see that.
Not at all. He's a true warrior, which means warriors they win by he's warrior and survivor. So in that moment in time, it depends which side of him wins out, the warrior or the survivor.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would have to give it to Fune. What about you, Triage?
Nah, Fune got that.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Ding, ding.
Y'all know, in the beginning, anybody that might have just popped in, Nomad had it. Like,
yeah, he had it in the bag.
He had it. It was like, but wait a second.
It took power to really, like, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let's really think about this, though. And open that door up real quick. But nah, yeah, man. Yeah, Fune got that. Got that. Oh, real quick, Spiff. Absolutely. Yeah, Riddick is one of my favorite characters. Agreed. I can literally watch Chronicles of Riddick like all day.
Yeah, me too.
It was literally the best of the 4? No, 3 going on 4. Yeah, 3 going on 4, because I think it's like Rise of Furia or something like that coming out.
Oh, there's another one is coming out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Now, gentlemen, we have the next one is a big ticket item, big ticket match, right? The main event, because there was some conversation happening in this one. Really cool. Well, I already clicked away from it, but no, shouts out again to the guys that created that. We had Lord A. Mormon, Anthony Mormon, if I'm not mistaken, is his name, for Fune, and then Steven from Cosmic Compass with Nomad. Definitely shouts out to you guys in regards to the characters and stuff like that. Please visit their websites, visit their Instagrams and stuff. All of that's on the card. Please definitely check them out and support them as they get closer and closer to realizing their dreams of releasing these characters and stories. So definitely do so.
And if you guys do take a look in the group, like, you know, they were posting all the way leading up to this. You know, you have you know, for Dr. Soul, like for like the whole day, it was just, you know, stuff being posted, like images from their books, like entire pages. And I'm loving this art. It's like, it's really old school.
Oh,
Really
your joint's
old
still
school.
showing Funay.
What happened?
It's still showing Funay on their screen.
Oh, my bad. Let me switch up here. Yeah. And then here. Yeah, for Dr. Soul. Yeah, this its art style here is, it's old school. Like, I was looking at some of the panels here. That's here. I'll do this. Yeah. Looking at some of these panels here. Like, look at this. I love this. This is beautiful. This is super old school.
That is very classic looking. Sheesh.
Yes, love it.
Yeah.
Like, that gives me like original Fantastic Four comic books vibe. Yeah. But now, the moment we've all been waiting for.
This is the one right here.
Yeah, this is a big one right here. This is definitely a big one right here. So, Dark Spider versus Dr. Soul. All right, let me get over into the post. Let me get over here into the post, because they was getting it in. They were not playing around.
And just to throw this out here before you start, in regards to tiers, these two are also tier 9 superhumans. Now, they both technically rank, in regards to tier, the same as Funay, right? They are capable of destroying a large room or apartment. So definitely, in regards to, if you were talking superhuman strength, as a grounded character, they're definitely up there. So just throwing that out there really quick as we dive in.
All right, so let me go here. All comments. Let's take a look at everything from the very beginning here. So let's see. Let's break them down first, and then we'll get into what they was talking about.
Okay.
They were talking about a lot. All right, so right here, am I visible? Y'all see? All right.
Dr. Soul is cooking. We about to find out.
All right. If you want, by all means, Lloyd, you can take it away.
Okay, say less. All right. So, Dark Spiders. Again, shouts out to Rashawn Rogers with Lawful Evil. So definitely check them out. They're out there doing some good work. Dark Spider. Here we go. He is a hero. And starting with his strength, he sits at a 4. He is able to lift 800 pounds to 25 tons. Next up, his intelligence is at a 3, so he's learned. Not gifted, not genius. Again, learned. So no slouch in that avenue at all. Speed is a 3, so he is superhuman, able to move up to 700 miles per hour. His durability, right? Durability, regenerative. So he's got a better healing factor than, say, a nomad, right? not to beat a dead horse here, but
he's immortal.
Right. Facts. Then we have the agility. Let me move the screen over. There we go. Agility is at a 5, so he's hypersonic and able to dodge bullets at point blank range. Next up, we have energy projection sitting at a 4. That has him at medium range and duration, single energy. Okay, so able to project a little something. And then his fighting ability is at a 6, master of several forms of combat. So definitely working with a little something there in regards to his stats. Again, in comparison to matches past, right? It's definitely a very much grounded week this week. In regards to the matchup. Now, his equipment, he's got a non-seize fang, so 2 enchanted sickles, and then his powers, he has telepathy and can read ambient thoughts and trap people in their own thoughts causing seizures, that's a problem. Because how do you fight against that, right? And so, I guess
you said he's a hero?
he's a hero.
That sounds like villainous activity to me.
That's some villain territory right there. But I think now to be fair, I think the only character I recall that's in the verse that's in the database, because I haven't read all the stories here, is Lily, and she's a succubus, right? So there are some other entities that appear in verse that, again, you're fighting demons and monsters and stuff like that. Go ahead and have them cause seizures depending on what their physiology and stuff is like. So, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? But, if we're talking about bank robbers, you know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, dude.
Put the bags down.
Hey, it's the spider. And then, you got you got Joe in a seizure right now because you
done trapped Joe. Done trapped Joe Fixin in the infinite Tsukiyomi. Come on now.
Come on.
Anwell.
Damn.
What was that?
That's an Anwell.
Ooh, boy.
Well, yeah.
Oops, I got him.
Bless his heart.
Oh my.
That might be some villain.
I do want to talk about those weapons real quick. The Nancy's fangs.
Yeah.
And 2 enhanced sickles. Now, what does that mean though when he says enhanced?
Enchanted.
That's a valid question. What enchanted? What regard? Now, fingers crossed that we will get further clarification in the comments section of their battle.
Yes,
but
I am looking right now.
Yeah. And again, anybody that's watching, you got characters and stuff in the database. Remember, we copy and paste these. So please get in here. Let's deep. Enchanted in what way?
All right, let's see here. So I'm gonna read this off here from one of the it was a graphic post.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the image on this card is a part of this. Villain, vigilante, hero, all question marks. Jamal Jones, aka Dark Spider, is a steadfast champion of the defenseless, caught in a web of destiny. One he may be unable to escape. At the age of 7, he was taken in by a Nancy kin, who saved him from the terrorist attack that killed his parents. As a teenager, he was returned to relatives in his hometown of Haven City, where he struggled with normal life. At the behest of his therapist, Jamal channeled his good nature and extraordinary abilities to clean up the neighborhood. And with that, Dark Spider was born. Unlike other superheroes, Jamal operates without corporate or government sponsorship, putting him at odds with the the Concordance, the world's premier paranatural team. Oh, okay.
Now,
and it has.
I was going to say, I see one comment that he has as well. He said the sickles function, and yes, Biff, I do see that as well. It says the sickles function kind of like Mjolnir. They obey Dark Spider and also protect him on their own. So on some Gara Sand Shield type shit. They're somewhat autonomous. They can also lengthen the wire chain to wrap people up, and they're pretty sharp. It can cut through steel and cut through the roof of a car, and that was accompanied by a graphic as well on there that we'll go through all of that soon. But yeah, so what I do appreciate about this matchup is they're showing us the feats. They're showing us the feats, and that's what we're here to see. That's what we want to see. Show us what they're doing. Show it in action if you can, to further cement what it is these characters can truly do. So Dr. Soul also has some pages stuff as we saw a second ago, so we'll dive into him in a second. But yeah, that's interesting. It moves on its own.
Yeah,
so
and then also on here, let's see. We said that what was Dark Spider's fight ability? It was a 6.
Yeah,
which is the master of several forms of combat. So taking a look at the stat card that he provided, states that where is it? West African martial arts, It's his fighting style.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
He also has a special ability, the Spinner's Web.
Yeah.
On,
A
what?
potent telepathic ability that allows him to manipulate a person's mind and trap them like a fly in a web. Okay.
Oh, you know what? That's probably the yeah, that's the telepathy thing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, even then, the sickles, they give him telepathic control over them. So he's getting telepathy from like himself, and then telepathy on top with the from the sickles as well.
That's insane. How you have double telepathy? That's crazy word. Okay.
Double telepathy.
I did fail to bring up his age is 35. He's 6'2", weighs 225, African American. You know, just to throw those kind of a bit of intel out there. But
he was born a superhero before he got his powers, essentially, right? Pretty much. Yeah. Because reading off of that, that's okay.
That's for although it's more grounded than most weeks, he's pretty stacked.
Yeah,
with his abilities and stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Pretty much, he was born destined. He was destined to be a hero. He was taken in by a Nazi kin as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right. Let's get it. There's a lot.
Sorry, I looked ahead on Dr. Soul just now. This is ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm telling. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else? Let me scroll through to see if there's any added information on Dark Spider. Dark Spider is a deadly martial artist with much like Daredevil and Nightwing. He can take on multiple powered combatants at once, and they do have. They was dropping pages.
They was
dropping pages. Let's see. Yeah, man. Like Dark Spider right here. Including those with enough power to level a building or a block. Wow, they were really trash talking in this. Let me bring this up. Because this is Lolo, we got including those strong enough to level buildings, coming back with Dr. Soul would have stopped him. Soul is able to navigate space. Jeez. You know what? Can we just let the comments do the breakdown for us?
Right.
Yeah, let the comments do the heavy lifting. Let's just read verbatim through these comments because I feel like they did an absolutely amazing job.
Oh yeah. And then like you want to do that and then jump into Dr. Soul's abilities?
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. So let's see. For him, his sickles are enchanted, like we just discussed that, and act separate from him to protect them at all times. They can also extend their length. I believe you just touched on that as well. Looking for lawful evil here. We got a panel. Oh my. All that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Endurance? Is that what we're saying? What are we saying
here? Yeah, man. Listen. We just talked about the Spinner's Web. It's a telepathic ability that allows him to place his opponent in a perpetual loop of the worst memory or fear.
And that character right there was the succubus we was talking about. So she's definitely, if it's gonna work on her, it's gonna work on most regular people as well.
Let's see. Interesting.
And then he's used it on her more than one time. Good Lord.
Done twice. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's powerful. Damn, he's powerful. Let's see. All good, but fears a human emotion. The oldest and Dark Spider can exploit his. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think that's it. I think the rest is them just talking back and forth about who would do what.
Mm-hmm.
We got a few other people who chimed in with their thoughts on who's gonna win, but yeah.
Now, I did see, I saw a comment on there, and this will cause us to go ahead and revert to the stats in here. He said that the sickles wouldn't work because, yeah, hold on. Where was it? It was just on there. Dang it. He said, so to the play-by-play, so I see Deadly Adventures of Power and Gang says, this is a good one. Both have telepathy. Dr. Soul's levitation probably wouldn't be a problem since Dark Spider Girl can fly. Okay. Molecular diffusion don't really do anything to people. Precognition, root word is perceived like he can sense danger, but Dark Spider has enchanted sickles. Who made this character? Anthony Brown. Is Anthony Brown the same? Hold on. Dark Soul in the Alliance. So no, Anthony Brown, Tony Brown. So it's different. Okay, different person. So never mind. Deadly Adventures of Power Gang is different. What? There was a comment that I saw on your screen just now.
Towards the bottom.
Yeah.
There we go, right here.
Hold on, I still see Dark Spider on your screen.
Oh, my bad. There you go.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Here we go. It says the sickle can't touch Dr. Soul because he's aware of every weapon used against him, and he can remain ghostly while inflicting excruciating pain on anyone using his mind over matter power. Also, he could teleport the sickle hundreds of miles away, and by the time the sickle returns, the battle would be over. I want to dive into the powers that we were provided. Again, all of these were copy-paste. Let's talk about it. So, stats first. So looking at this, Triage, did you want to do it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you had to step away for a sec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So strength, really quick, then. Very similar to Dark Spider. He's sitting at a 4 as well, right? So as a reminder, 4 is being able to lift 800 pounds to 25 tons. Now, here's where the slight difference comes in. You have him sitting at a 6 for intellect, right? Whereas Dark Spider was a 3, which made him learn. A 6 puts him at super genius. His speed is at a 5, so he's outmatching him in speed, where he's at supersonic Mach 2 orbital velocity. Again, Dark Spider was at a 3, so again, not really holding the candle. 700 miles per hour versus Mach 2. Come on. Durability is a 4. Regenerative, they're comparable there, right? So somewhat of a healing factor there. Agility, hypersonic. So they're even there as well. The difference here, energy projection is at a 2 for Dr. Soul, meaning that he has some short range and short duration single energy blast that he could utilize, or energies that he can utilize. And then last but not least, he sits at a 6 in combat, which makes them even there as well, putting him at master of several forms of combat. Now, really quick, I want to dive into these powers right quick. Again, as you're scrolling down, height 6 foot, age 24, weight 200 pounds. Again, very comparable. Actually, he's younger than Dark Spider by about 11 years or so. And weighs just 25 pounds less than him. So no real difference in that sense. And he's Jamaican. Nice. So here's what we're going to talk about here. Levitation, telepathy, molecular diffusion, teleportation, and precognition. I want to go back to that comment really quick and cross-reference here. If you don't mind pulling that back up really quick. It says the sickle can't touch him. Is that because how does molecular diffusion work?
That's a great question.
I'm trying to figure that out right now. I've never heard of this. Molecular diffusion. Molecular diffusion is the process where molecules move from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration due to their random motion. This movement happens at all temperatures above absolute zero and is influenced by factors like temperature, viscosity, and the size density of the molecules. Diffusion essentially spreads at a spreads a substance throughout a given space until it reaches equilibrium, where the concentration is uniform. I'm
Okay.
no
What the hell does that mean?
I'm trying to find out. I am no
So
molecular.
what my assumption is that he's saying that that's how the sickles aren't going to be able to touch him. He's able to utilize a type of molecular diffusion that essentially this is a
Makes him
long
intangible.
intangibility. Yes, I think that's what that is. But again, maybe giving a scientific, verbiage to it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with that, you got teleportation and precog. So cross-referencing that, the sickle can't touch him because intangibility.
Yes.
Now he's saying that he could teleport him, or he could teleport the sickles, right? Here's my concern, right? Because if I could teleport the sickles, that'll respond to everything. Why not just teleport this guy somewhere?
Yeah.
Teleport him out, because I don't believe we put no battlefield removal. I don't think we did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
No, we didn't. We didn't put no battlefield removal. So strategy wise, he moved the sickles away, but this guy's still a master of several forms of combat. He is not directly in need of these things. He can also extend them and all of that. So there's no limit from what I've seen in the comments. Whether we cross-reference the card information he's given us on top of the other one, there isn't a specific limit as to how far these things can reach, right? And again, I think we're making, and again, all we can all do is make assumptions in regards to this with these enchanted weapons and stuff like that. Would this teleportation ability work on these enchanted blades that are just surrounding him at all points, or at all points in time? What would there be? It's magical. Is there a defense against that? There's some variables that I wish we had the answers to in regards to that. Because I don't think I would use the teleportation on him or on his weapons. I'd use it on him and myself in order to give me the edge in the fight. Because would it be able to keep up with me and my teleportation abilities rather than, you know what I mean? Instead of, hey, I'm gonna get rid of this and now he has to fight me fisticuffs. One, just get rid of him completely, or let me get inside, and while his weapons are coming towards me and over here, I've teleported in close, got a couple hits in, teleport back as it's coming in, or teleport him elsewhere, just steal the chain, whatever the case might be. I'm not just teleporting the chain. That's just me.
So wait a minute. If the fangs of Anansi are enchanted,
yes,
and he can manipulate them as an extension of his own will, how would the molecule manipulation even work?
Well, the molecule manipulation would be Dr. Soul would not be hit by it, because essentially with this molecular diffusion, what we're understanding Dre says molecular diffusion means that he stops inertia. But how he described it in the thing, how you read it just a second ago,
yeah,
it didn't sound like stopping inertia per se.
Yeah,
so it's not so much that he can't be wounded. It's like Gojo, he just can't be touched with him.
Yeah, but how he worded the comment made it seem more like an intangibility-esque situation. But maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I'm understanding it incorrectly.
But my thing is also too, okay, even if they can't physically touch him, that's not to say it's as bad. Right. Shishomaru with the Tenseiga. The Tenseiga didn't cut, but if he can fuck around and remove his soul from his body, that's a different story.
Right. That's a fact.
So Dre says, no, his molecular diffusion would not work because the blades are controlled telepathically through molecular diffusion. Though molecular diffusion can remove inertia from the object, those items are being controlled by his mind, meaning they will not stop because of physics. Oh,
If you have the comment still up, let's look at that really quick because I think so. Is he saying? Oh no, not that one. Oh crap.
which one?
The other one where Tony was talking about
There
his
you go.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, there's more down. There's more underneath here.
Yeah, let's dive in. See, yeah, the remain ghostly. That's why we assume that he meant the molecular
And
diffusion was
intangibility, yeah.
intangibility. Because if we're talking about intangibility now, sure, right? Okay, you can't touch him with the sickles and stuff like that. But if he's in a ghostly state, how then is he going to hit him? I'm thinking Obito, right? Like, yeah, sure, I'm using Kamui to make sure that I can't be touched, but that also means I can't
touch
hit.
you.
Right. Meanwhile, Dark Spider has his not spider's web, but his telepathy attack, it escapes me.
The spinner's web.
Spinner's web. That okay, well, sure, you're intangible, but I'm giving you a seizure through this essentially through my telepathic ability. Right.
Mhm.
So
Because
what
ghostly doesn't mean invisible either.
exactly.
So it's like I can still see you,
Mhm.
thus
Oh, I
you're
can't
gonna have a
physically hit
long
you.
night. Yeah,
Right.
I just can't touch you. And I can see through you, but I can still see you, which means I'm dropping you into the seizure right now.
Right. And so sake of conversation. Oh no, he's getting hit by the sickles. Sake of conversation. Teleports the sickles. Say less. I could even see him trying to go in for a punch really quick. Dang, I really went right through that guy. Say less. Boom, spinner's web. There's nothing in the arsenal right now that I see that's preventing him from getting hit by this mental attack.
Mm-hmm.
If you already like out the gate, not out the gate, obviously there's a play-by-play here in regards to their conversation. But like the elephant in the room is you got rid of his physical weapons to play with.
His telepathy, Dr. Soul's telepathy, though.
Say
I'm
again.
sorry to cut you. I said Dr. Soul does have telepathy, so he may have
A resistance to
they may be able to play some mind chess.
I'll tell you what, because Lily is also in the database. Let me see something really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I love when y'all have multiple characters in here. She doesn't have telepathy and she doesn't have anything to defend against it. So you might be on to something. She been hit by the joint twice and she has no telepathy in her arsenal. Okay. Let's see if they actually said anything in the comments then. We could do the play-by-play.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to see. So I'm trying to see if there's evidence that Dr. Soul has used his telepathy that way to like protect himself from another telepathic attack.
Man.
There's a lot here, y'all. There's a lot here, as y'all can see. There's a lot here. We do have Dr. Soul's backstory here as well. So if you want to look through and see if you find anything like that, I'll read through this real quick here too.
All right.
So Dr. Soul, defender of the weak and helpless, at a young age of 22, is an admitting doctor in the Great Lakes region of America and has just started his journey as a super sapien. I almost said Saiyan, not even hold you. Using a mind expanding serum that he created while he was still an intern that works on the 5 luminous crystals in the pineal gland of the brain and enables his mind to create a conscious connection with the what is it? I can't really see my screen too well right now. Energy and take advantage of quantum entanglement. He has become an enhanced human. Quantum entanglement. This is craziness. There's just so much. Wait, hold on. So Tony does say something here. Dr. Soul, his telepathic powers allowing him to interfere with the brain synapses, which can create pain and or pleasure.
Okay. And I
All
see one
right.
above it that also says that his telepathic ability allows him to understand any language, even from extraterrestrial races. And I did see another one down below. Well, the one that we referenced several times a little while ago, where he said that he would be aware of any weapons being used against him. So obviously, again, peering into that person's mind to see what they would have. I guess my problem still is you can be aware of it, but can you defend against it?
Yeah.
And even in those explanations about, I guess y'all could hear which character I'm leaning towards, right?
Yeah.
Would he be able to defend against it? I don't see a response to that. And again, in regards to the combat and the kind of back and forth that they were discussing, I don't see him actually saying that he would use this ability. Hand in hand, he would probably lose because of his telepathy power. He quickly realized it and use his other powers. Yeah, I don't see any defense against mental attacks. And I don't see that as the first move. And again, Dark Spider is pretty quick on his feet. If you removed his physical abilities, assumptions, but if we've seen him dive into utilizing his telepathic abilities quite frequently. So
yeah, what do you think, Triage?
So, well, I'm still a little hung up on the whole thing where he can understand all different languages regardless of the origin of them. That because if someone thinks in Japanese but you don't speak Japanese, how would you understand it?
Right.
And my whole thing is too is like, okay, if he's a telepath, how can I put this? He doesn't necessarily need to telegraph his moves in his mind in order to fight. Like the whole thing with you being a fighter is for you to be able to be spontaneous.
Right. And again, like we talked about before, his sickles move autonomously. So he's not even thinking about that for you to defend against that.
Yeah, they're just doing their own thing.
So technically he's fighting he's not fighting one person, he's fighting three things at once.
Right.
Yeah. Essentially. He's fighting Dark Spider himself, and then each one of the sickles, like I said, that they move autonomously of him. Like he can control them and make them do certain things, but they can move on their own and do their own thing.
Now, see, in my mind, I'm picturing that sort of like it's like a 1-2 combo. Like there's one strike and the other one follows up. You have to block both. Like
anything he can. They're moving through the air. He doesn't have to hold them. He can literally make them come from any direction.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting the same feeling that there's more to this character that we can flush out.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting them vibes. Allowing to interfere. Backstory. We do have information on his personality though.
Let's talk about it.
He's compassionate. There's a panel here that shows him saving innocent bystanders from debris. Yeah, so
is there anything showing that he's fighting against other superpowered beings?
Let's see here.
And again, not knocking this character at all. Throwing that out there to anybody watching. Dr. Soul is a very smart character. He moves faster than Dark Spider. Let's taking that back into account. He has more forms of energy that he's able to utilize. However, when we talk about strength, they're even. When we talk about durability, they're even. Agility, they're even. Fighting ability, they're even. Right? So they're very even on a lot of these things. Again, we had a very similar situation as it went back with the Fune and Nomad fight. That intelligence is going to have to play a major role, with the gameplay. Again, if we're cross-referencing how the battle would take place based on the comments from the gentleman that created these characters, Dark Spider will take it. If we make just our assumptions based on the intellect that's provided, I think Dr. Soul could potentially edge out a victory and come up with somewhat of a little bit of a better strategy than what we saw happen. But again, Dr. Spider, I don't use the characters. Dark Spider has more in his arsenal with the energy attacks, with the weapons. There's a lot more in the arsenal. So where he lacks in intelligence, he has abilities. Dang, that thunder was crazy just now. Whole house rattled. Damn. But yeah, so yeah, he might not be as smart as Dr. Soul, but he's got more in his arsenal than Dr. Soul does. So those are the defining factors. And again, let me not forget speed. Dr. Soul is way faster. But yeah, we'll carry on here with the comments. Sorry. We're random tangent there.
Let's see. We have so this is following up to the whole molecular diffusion mention, because he's able to stay ghostly and cause excruciating pain via his telepathy. So kind of like from Twilight, the Dakota Fanning's character, I believe it is, where her power is able to inflict pain from the Volturi. Yeah. So pretty much, you can just inflict pain on anyone just by looking at them. No, he has to touch them. So the follow up here is won't be enough to stop Dark Spider. He has a high threshold for pain. And when you say he can't be touched, do you mean all physical attacks bounce off him, or do they go through him? That's a question to have. I don't think you understand that power. It attacks the brain synapses so that they misfire and create a sensation of pain. In other words, it doesn't attack the body. So unless you're wearing a helmet like Magneto, you will feel it. But now, like, he can feel it, but is it going to stop his body from moving?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if he was inflicting that pain physically, that would, I feel like that would make more sense on how it would be able to stop his body. And again, first off, I want to apologize because I'm doing all this research right here. I'm not checking the comment side here. Let's see. Dark Spider is based on fighting beings like ghosts, etc. That's how he's able to fight. Hopebreaker, he can hurt ghosts. So yeah, even in that ghostly state, he can catch them paws.
Yeah.
So my thing with that is like how this sounds a lot like a battle of willpower to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like Graviton, like how he could increase gravity on a person, but it's like if you're someone who, like the Hulk, like if you're the angrier you get, the more stronger you get, or like the vibranium's a giant tuning fork for sound. So it's like we saw that like when T'Challa got into it with Claw. So it's like if he's strong enough mentally, regardless of however pain he's in, to push past it to get to his target, that don't even matter.
Right. And by that time, right, them sickles autonomous, whether he teleported or not, they're back or on route.
Yeah. Because again, he can be in excruciating mental pain, but still be able to work his body and throw paws until them sickles get back.
Right. I don't know. I think Molly said it best in one of those comments. This is going to be dangerously close.
Yeah. Let's see here. His power of molecular fusion renders him intangible. Oh, we were right. It is intangibility.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep. In other words, he can pass through solid objects like a ghost at will. So basically using his mind powers, setting down enjoying a meal, he can cause serious pain on most opponents. Okay. There we go. Dark Spider uses his spinner's web and traps him in a nightmare, which causes seizures. You forgot with that you forgot that Dark Soul has the power of molecular fusion. The spinners would
he didn't
pass
know what
through
that
him.
did.
Yeah. As easily as the air. Yeah, no, he didn't know that. It's not a physical attack. It's a telepathic attack. So boom, we got a one for Dark Spider.
Yeah.
All right, so I definitely say one for Dark Spider there.
I just realized that's Titan the Ultraman from Advent Comics. That's in the background on that second panel there on the phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shouts out Tony
That's
right there. Yeah, a little crossover situation happening. Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Okay.
Now, I want to know what's going on in this panel here as well. I mean, I see what's going on, but
I got questions.
Yeah, I got questions. Like, who is this? Who is the bald man? Who's the bald man?
And who's the lady? And who is she in relation to these?
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. You're not sure if he wants to open fire or take off his belt.
Yeah, that's what that's about. That's the absolute 100% confusion I'm getting. Is his dad walking on his son doing the damn thing, or is he walking in on, on his wife cheating with his friend?
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
If it's my boy, I'm going full class act. I'm gonna ask him, does he have his Jimmy hat on, and I'm gonna go about his business.
Well, if we want to learn more, definitely check out Dark Spider.
Yeah. Yeah. Spinner's web set up. Yep, that's where he describes what I do.
Dre dropped some comments here.
Dre
said Nasi won't let Dark Spider soul or physical body be damaged too much. If so, Nazi will attack whoever is hurting his vessel. See, and this is the added information we want. So I'm assuming he's an avatar, or just a vessel for Anansi.
Yeah, I believe there is a
nine-tail fox situation.
Yeah, there's a comment towards the top here that inside that
moment. Oh, I was waiting for this moment.
What?
So wait a minute, hold on. You just said that he might be a vessel for the spider god?
Yes.
Listen, man. One sec. It got it right here. So it says that he was taken in by Anansi's kin. So I'm pretty sure that means he's no, I remember seeing an actual rundown of Dark Spider's kind of background when it came to Anansi. I swear I saw that. And it clarified if he was a vessel or not. But whatever. Go ahead. Continue.
I was waiting for this. Please. So this fight, in my opinion, unless someone's pulling out a fucking okey doke or got some trump card that we ain't seen yet, just went in the Dark Spider's favor. Because anyone who knows their lore about Compa Anansi knows that he is the master of all stories. He is the trickster god, and above all else, he's a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anything, he's going to either outsmart, outwit, or outthink whoever it is who's trying to potentially hurt his avatar.
Right.
That's literally what he does.
Because at the moment, Dr. Soul is only diving into Dark Spider's mind. Anansi has a mind of his own.
Yeah. So I just want to let y'all know this is why Triage's logo is a spider.
Yes.
Yeah. Anansi, that's what Triage does right there. That's his level 7. That's a big part of his level 7. So I can feel that. I felt the tension as we're talking, and we kept bringing up Anansi. Like I felt like a surge of energy from that side. He was just sitting there waiting for it. Honestly, yeah. As you know, as pretty powerful as Dr. Soul is, I think this is definitely swinging towards Dark Spider here. Let's see. Dr. Soul causing pain internally would throw off Dark Spider, and since Dr. Soul can teleport and is faster, he can hit him with from multiple angles, doing a hit and run attack.
But based on the battle strategy provided by the creators, that's not even the move that he's going for. I don't even think he even mentioned teleporting himself at all. He was going to go intangible. He was going to go intangible to make sure that the sickles didn't hit him. Then he was going to teleport the sickles, right? But I don't think he brought up any that type of strategy, right? So again, if we're going to cross-reference or speculate, that's not the route he went. So it's like, did he bring up utilizing the telepathic ability to slow him down specifically?
No, but Dre just dropped the gem right here. No, so he's not a vessel for Anansi. Their minds are linked. So if you mess with his mind or his soul, Nancy will end up attacking you. And so apparently, a lot of all this information came out in the Hopebreaker battle. So we'd have to refer back to that.
Well, now here's the dangerous part with that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that an official matchup?
Oh, what?
I don't think we did that when we had the official matchup. Now, again, not negating anything, because both of those characters do have stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and they're both in the database. So let me not speak prematurely on that avenue, right? But what we want to do, because we did a lot of matches prior to making things a little bit more official, if you would, right? But what we want to do again is we could cross-reference to talk about conversations, stuff like that happened. But when it comes to the reckoning and stuff like that, it's books, cards.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the conversations that took place then, and bringing up the fact that yes, Dark Spider and his stories are taking on more of those, specters, right, ghostly beings and demons and stuff like that. Absolutely, still valid. But yeah, in regards to previous matches that weren't like official matches, and we wouldn't be able to go on that. But yes,
no.
Anyway, long roundabout way of saying, to Dre's point, Dark Spider fight ghosts. Dark Spider fights these type of beings all day, every day. That is absolutely that's valid. So this is just another Tuesday for Dark Spider in regards to the ghostly abilities. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm on rock Dark Spider on this one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep, all the way through.
Yeah.
All right. So in the first matchup, we're going with Fune.
Yeah.
Coming out on top over Nomad.
Mm-hmm.
Second round, Reckoning, when we have Dark Spider coming out on top of Dr. Soul. And again, nothing against Dr. Soul. He's a powerful
beast,
character.
dude. Yeah.
He's a beast of a character. It's just that the powers just didn't match up this time around, and Dark Spider definitely had far more of an edge.
Yeah.
Far more of an edge. And again, as you all saw, we definitely went through because there was a lot. There was a lot.
Yes.
And again, just look at some of these these pieces of artwork here. It's absolutely amazing. Like
they
this
said it was
is
about a year ago. Okay, yeah, that we were definitely yeah. We had some good matches last year, y'all. There were some really good matches that if they're in the database, I want to see some rematches. You know. Anyway, sidebar comment. I'm looking at the I still have the old docs for that, bro. There were some good matchups that y'all would like, but they got to be in the database. They got to be in the database. I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt. There are some good pages in these comments, though. Some really good pages in these comments.
Like, I love this. This looks like straight out of like an older comic book, man. This is gorgeous. All hand drawn. All hand drawn. That is what's missing in comics these days. This hand drawn feel, at mainstream at least. I love this. Love it. Again, amazing. So yeah, man, this was a hot one. I didn't think it was going to be. No. Like, it was definitely a lot quicker. It was definitely it was quicker to get to the point, 100%. But yeah, these guys are, everyone in this matchup is it's such a solid character, and respectively, they gonna put in work respectively, you know, in their own universes. Again, it's just when you start to match them up against other people, you know, other universes, their power scaling run, you know, a little bit differently. You know, you have a universe where everybody in the universe is, you know, on God level tier, and they're all, you know what I mean, fucking breaking reality with a burp or whatever.
Oh my God.
You know, as opposed to a universe that was created with more, you know, street level characters. I'm just saying, Luke Cage fighting Galactus. You know, and I don't. Yeah, that's not, you know, we're not seeing Daredevil uppercutting fucking Hiro Kala.
Hey,
it's not. So it's I feel like that's where it comes in. You know, we run into these characters that either one have just been thought about more, and end up being more, you know, well equipped. I feel like that was the case in both of these situations. The winners were just honestly more well equipped.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Spiff said he wants a rematch with no civilians because that's how he won last time. I want an all-out battle. I got a really good matchup for you coming up in the next couple weeks. That I am looking forward to Power and Triage talking about. I don't think it's next week. I think it's in like 2 or 3 weeks, your matchup. But there is a matchup that you're going to be taking part in. And it'll be a nice little it's a matchup that I personally really want to see. And hear you guys talk about. There's a little bit of I'm not gonna say it now. I want it to pop up and I want everything to be nice and fresh there. But
I don't like the way you saying that. Because, like, you sitting there, you're looking like a whole anime villain right now with a
chair type shit.
Like,
he ain't starting that story once upon a time. He's going, you motherfuckers ain't gonna believe this shit.
You're not gonna listen. Fools. But yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be good. We got some good matches for you guys. Some really good ones, but the big ask, because again, this was fantastic, right? It came down to who's better equipped, all that stuff. Fantastic. We want to hear y'all's battle strategies. We want to see how are you diving into these matches, because that helps these determinations. Who is taking into account each other's characters and how their character can react or respond to these things on the limited information they know. No, we don't know personality. No, we don't know specific battle IQ. No, we don't know their full experiences. And this is when we come in and start our speculation process and talk about that a little further. all that to say, for those that don't know, at the moment, this is the last episode I'll be on, right? You know, I might pop up every now and again, but for all intents and purposes, at the moment, this is the last one I'm popping up on. These guys from the Super Breakdown, Power and Triage, man, they got the sauce. They're taking over. They're making it happen. If you guys have been enjoying these, please, every Saturday, tune into these matchups. Talk about your characters in the post. Come in here and discuss more and give further insight to the pair so that they can make a better decision, right? So they can make a better determination on who would win. He said, I know who I'm fighting. All right, say less. Say less. We gonna see. We gonna see. But yeah, no. So yeah, please tune in. Gentlemen, I can't say thank you enough. I'm very excited for all the endeavors that we're about to be a part of. But this, I think I said it last week as well. I don't think there's a lot of people that share the same view with power scaling. And y'all got it. Y'all got it. Kindred spirits in this aspect, because there's a lot of rigmarole out there. If you obviously you guys have experienced this, a lot of rigmarole out there when it comes to this, and it's finally good to find somebody that's on the same page with it. So y'all got it. I'm excited, and good luck, man. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man, we're excited. Definitely hope everybody receives as well. We're definitely gonna make sure make sure that everything is as fair as possible. You know, whatever's on the card, that's on the card. That's what we're taking, or whatever is in the book, in the feats, and that's why we don't know your guys' characters like Lloyd knows your guys' characters. We can do as much research as we can, but that's why we're gonna need you guys in those comments. Like again, this tonight was a perfect example. What Dark Spider, Dr. Soul in those comments, drop in those segments. If you're talking about they use this power, drop it in there. Show us. Throw that proof in, because that means if it's in those comments for Reckoning, if it's in those comments, it's going in. Mm-hmm. It's solid, it's solidified, it's official. If it's in those comments by the time we do the show, it's being used in the show when we do these things. But yeah, definitely get in there. So we can, the more we know about your characters, the better we're gonna be able to be like, all right, yeah, I think he got this, or I don't think she has that, or vice versa. So definitely, help us out. Help us help you, because we want to give you guys the best show, and we want to give every last one of your characters the best possible chance at walking away with a dub at the end of the match.
That's perfect. Now, in the background, because they'll be doing this, I can get back to the original portion of this. Bringing back the other portion of the indie breakdown, the original show, and get started with season 4. Reckoning people, that's y'all. If you guys have a book that is out, when I make the post about season 4, show up and show out. Get signed up for the official season. Very similar to this. The difference, you guys will, when we do the Creator Clash, come on the live, and instead of just us going through the comments, you are live talking about the character, right? And you can dive more into it than you do on the cards. We'll do the breakdown video for you as well, and we really get to dive in and really hear from you guys what the heck these characters can do, what they have done, showcase those pictures, all the same stuff, but you will be on video as well discussing this with the other 9 contestants in real time, right? So when we make those posts, pull through. Hopefully this is preparing y'all for that aspect of it. But again, if you have a book that's done, be on the lookout for those posts coming soon. We'll be bringing that back. Season 3's closing and Creator Clash will be coming up soon for you guys to watch as well. So all that being said, again, I thank you guys. Thank everybody that participates in here. Dre's in here every week. Big shout out to you for sure as well.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Tosh, shout out to Laja, shout out to all you guys that are in the background doing stuff. Again, Dre, because he's also a moderator, which I do need to make you guys moderators as well. Yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Indie does not make it without community, right? And so y'all helping us out with this. Dre and the other guys, Dre, Spiff, and the other guys coming up with Henosis Authority, seeing collaboration, camaraderie, all this other stuff, community, right? Yeah, the 3 C's. I like it. There we go. This coming together of indie, like we're, yes, we want to reach fans and stuff like that, but man, seeing all of these creators come together to make these things happen, that is the essence of what this is, right? So, man, this is beautiful. This is perfect. I'm going to end up rambling. I'm not going to keep doing that. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Any final words, Triage?
That if you dance with the devil, eventually he's gonna follow you home.
Okay. Oh, such a good movie.
Oh God. I want to do a spoiler cast so bad. Want to do a spoiler cast so bad.
Well, no, y'all doing Star Wars. Y'all are back tomorrow on your
no, next week.
Next week. Okay.
Next week.
My fault.
Yes. So thank you for the segue. Yes, we will be back next week. The Super Breakdown is back. Myself, Triage, Jason, and 40 will definitely be back for Star Wars month. Man, it's gonna be great. We love doing our Star Wars month. These are gonna be some long episodes.
Oh, yeah,
they're gonna be long.
Yeah,
They're gonna be long, man. Like, because we really do our research on these. We make sure we're going through both canon and non-canon work just to make sure we're in full understanding of what these guys can and cannot do. And again, here at the Super Breakdown, we do have cookies because we do rock on the dark side.
Goddamn right.
But no, it's going to be a great time. We are going to be starting off going over Darth Revan. So if you guys are interested, Lloyd and Tasha, if you guys want to come on, by all means.
We thought it was tomorrow. Tasha said that she's down, so she'll be there next week.
Next week? All right, bet.
She'll be there.
All right, absolutely. It's going to be a good one. Darth Revan, we're going to brush up. But man, we have on top, we just also have a lot cooking for y'all.
A lot.
We in the kitchen right now. We in the kitchen. So stay tuned to the indie world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned to the indie world. Man, listen. But stay tuned. Our Instagram, Midnight Comics, Indie Breakdown. Tune in every Saturday. We're trying to go around 5:00 for what we're dubbing it the indie versus matchups. So throughout the week on Wednesdays and Fridays, Wednesdays you're getting the Nexus, Friday you're getting the Reckoning, and then tune in for those indie versus matchups on Saturdays. And then tune in the next day on Sunday at 7 p.m. for us, the Super Breakdown, doing our own thing, going stupid, going crazy as usual. But with that being said, we look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday, seeing you guys next Sunday. We will be in this group chat talking, doing our thing. We love y'all. And as always, from our end, fuck prep time.
Fuck prep time.
And thank y'all for helping us redefine power scaling in the indie world. It's been another Battle Breakdown. Y'all have a good rest of the evening. Stay tuned for some awesome little videos here at the end of some of our favorite podcasts and creators in the space.
battles unfold. Join Power Maximus, Lord Triage, and the Darth Legacy Jason M40 on a journey through heroic realms where legends are born and destinies entwine. Delve into the cosmic currents, unraveling the mysteries of superheroes, villains, and champions. Embrace the cosmic energy that binds us all, and let your journey begin. This is the Super Breakdown Podcast. Enter the cosmic saga.
Yeah, I'm back, yeah. Look, crazy 8th degree, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a duel fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sithis, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm Dennis like. Sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes are surely cold. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, about to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. Winners will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backward. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted jewels you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews don't end right. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, Independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or death star. So far removed from the drama, we don't know this harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blur's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Bitch, I'm